So if you're anything like me, you like having equipment that's gonna allow you to carry the most amount of stuff with the least amount of hassle. So personally, I only use prime lenses. I don't use any zoom lenses. So whenever I want a different focal length, I have to change out my lenses to do that. Now, the biggest hassle with that is that you have to go back to your bag and rummage through all your stuff to get that lens and pop off the lens on your camera. And it just takes more time and effort. So I've been searching for a way to have all my lenses on my hip whenever I need to switch them out quickly. And through my extensive Amazon searches, I've only ever been able to find bags that you can strap to your waist, and then you put your lenses inside that bag, and then you have to figure out what you're gonna do with the lens that's currently on your camera, because you can't have two lenses in the bag at the same time, because then how are you gonna switch through lenses? Anyway, I finally found something much better than that, something very similar to my Spider holster system, which I love, and that's how I carry my camera around. I hate straps, I hate having to carrying bags, I just want everything at the ready on my hip, open and accessible. So QN Peak Design's Lens Kit. Now this nifty little device lets you carry up to 2 lenses on your hip at the ready at all times. Now currently it only has mounts available for Canon, Nikon, and Sony, so if you're not a part of those camera ecosystems, you're gonna have to look elsewhere. But if you are a part of those camera ecosystems and you do tend to shoot with prime lenses, or you just like switching out your lenses often, this is going to be a godsend for you. Now, first up, as always, is build quality. Now, the Peak Design Lens Kit actually comes in 2 parts. You have the lens mounting system itself, and then you have the capture clip. Now, the capture clip itself is actually an all metal front plate with a plastic back plating. The plastic does feel nice and hard and premium. It doesn't feel like it's going to snap on you, but it is plastic, and on a $90 set, you're really hoping for all metal here, but whatever, we'll deal with it. Now you do have 2 knobs to tighten it down onto your belt. Now this isn't the easiest setup, and this isn't the most efficient either. There's much better options out there, like Spider Holsters Lite just basically slides onto your belt. You can see my review of that, I'll link that somewhere. But this one's all right, it's decent, it works, it does tighten down pretty nicely on it, doesn't fall off, but I mean, it's not as efficient as the Spider Lite. It also has this metal button that you press down to release your plate once you have it hooked on there, and you can actually twist that button to lock it down so you don't actually press this and make your plate fall out and break all your equipment. And then there's one more knob to tighten down the plate to get more friction in there if you want a tighter feel on there, or you want it just wiggling around, it's up to you. This is actually more of a nuisance than anything. If you tighten it too much, it's really hard to get the plate in there, and it's really annoying. Now the lens kit itself is actually primarily an all plastic build with some metal rings at the very edges for your lens to connect to. This is extremely disappointing. Again, for $90, you're getting plastic that doesn't really feel premium like the price suggested would be. There's 2 red buttons that you press in order to release your lens so it doesn't just fall out by itself. It's not just twisting on, twisting off. You actually have to press the button to physically unlock and get your lens out. And there's also a metal rod in the middle of the lens kit. This is for attaching these little keychain type things that you put around it so you can connect it to Peak Design's other like straps and holsters, but I don't use it. I just left it in a box. I'm not gonna go over it. Now the nifty thing about this lens kit is it actually can be rotated on its plate, so you don't have to worry about taking it off and putting it back onto your clip in order to get a better position or a better angle at your lenses. You can just rotate it while it's attached to your clip already. Now I'm a Sony shooter myself, so I have the Sony Mount and it works fine. My only gripe about this is that it's not the tightest hold. I mean, if you could see here, there's a lot of play there. I mean, if you can hear that as you shake it there, you can hear how much play it has. It's not the tightest mounting system ever. There is a little bit of play. It's not enough to make it fall off. I mean, you still have to press the button in order to actually take the lens off, but it is noticeable, and you are gonna kind of hear that as you're walking around. It's a bit disappointing again for $90, but I mean, it does the job, and that's the most important thing. Now, putting the capture clip on your belt is a bit of a hassle. You have to unscrew both knobs and then fit it over your belt, and then screw it back down and keep screwing until it's nice and tight. And if it's not tight, when you're trying to rotate the lens kit on this little mount, it's actually gonna move the clip around. It's gonna be kind of a hassle and annoying. So make sure you tighten it down all the way to the point where it cannot move at all. Now, once you have your capture clip tightly fastened onto your belt, you can just slide the lens kit into it. The capture clip actually does hold onto the lens kit really nicely. I didn't have any problems with it like sliding off or anything like that. It held onto it. So all in all, for me personally, I think the Peak Design lens kit was kind of what I've been searching for. I really wanted something to easily access my lenses directly on my hip, because again, I use a Spider Lite system and I have that on my hip all the time whenever I'm shooting. So it's really easy for me to just grab my camera, put it down, and now I have the same ability for my lenses. I can easily switch out my lenses on the go and not have to worry about going back to my bag. But for $90, this is definitely a hard sell. I mean, for me personally, I waited like a few days and just contemplated, is it really worth it for me, or should I just get like one of those hip bags and just put my lens in there? I decided to go for it and splurge. It's been worth it so far. I really enjoyed it. I used it on a shoot a few days ago and it really came in handy. But if Peak Design is watching, if there's anything I would suggest, I would definitely say maybe change it from all plastic to actual metal. If you're gonna charge so much money for this system, I'd hope it actually be metal and premium. It is a lot of plastic and it does feel kind of cheap that way. Also, maybe instead of these knobs that you seem to love a lot, get a clip like the Spider Light system. It's just a quick, easy clip you can put on your belt and not worry about it, and it's tight enough so it doesn't slide around or anything like that. That's much more useful and beneficial. I think you guys made a few iterations of this capture clip and you used the same twisting knob design. I think maybe you try to innovate a little bit. It doesn't seem like you guys are doing that much. You're just changing some of the plates for it. Just a quick side note, if you unscrew these knobs too much, you can actually end up just taking the screw out of the holster completely. And on the side, this side actually has a spring on it. And if you do that too much on this side, the spring could actually fall out. And if you're in a busy area, you can easily lose that spring and not find it again. I don't know why they let you have the ability to completely unscrew these knobs. I think they should have had like a hard stop somewhere and integrated that into design somehow. But anyway, just a warning, you can unscrew this completely and potentially use an important part of the holster. But if you're a prime shooter and you're avid about being a prime shooter and you really hate having to switch back to your bag and put your camera down and all this, I'd highly suggest this to anyone looking. If you can find it used for cheaper, definitely get it used. It's $90. It's very much a hard sell and I don't think a lot of people are gonna go for it. But anyway, that was my review. Let me know your thoughts down below if you think this is worth it or not, or if there's another lens holster that I should check out and I have not found yet. I've been searching aggressively, trust me. Let me know that in the comments down below as well. And I also leave a link to this product through Amazon. It's gonna be an affiliate link, so if you buy it using my link, I get a kickback. I appreciate it.